Okay, everyone, I think we should start. So good afternoon, everyone. To present here, a very warm welcome to your first session. So hope you all are doing well. Okay, so more 20 students are not joining yet, so no worries. We will record the session and we will provide the recording video they will watch. So today's session is going to be taken by our HOD Ashwini Rao. She has completed her BSc in Psychology, MBA and MPhil. She was also rewarded with the Young Teacher National awarded by IRDP Group of Journals. And today's session topic is counseling and guidance. After that, you can ask your queries too. Now, uh, I would like to say, Ashwini ma'am, please, it's over to you. Please start the session.
Thank you, Shatabdi, for giving an introduction for me. Hope you're all doing well. Students, one request is it would be nice if you all come on camera and also be an interactive audience because you know how difficult it is to just see my own face and talk. Okay, it would be nice if you all can come on camera and be a very interactive session. You can ask me questions and you can stop me in between. So I'm not going to be very technical because we've just started with our MA psychology course. And please, can everyone mute yourself and just unmute only when you want to talk? Yes.
Everyone,
Yeah.
please mute yourself.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think Shatabdi gave a small introduction. So I will also tell you that I've been teaching for more than 5 years now. And also I'm a counselor, psychologist, specialization mostly in relationship and counseling with all age groups basically, but my specialization is relationship and teenage counseling. Okay, this is what I do, and I've been a psychologist, I think, for more than 5 years, 6 years now. So this is my small journey. Okay, so today I will start with the introduction to counseling. So, okay, before I start, Can anybody tell me what do you understand from the word counseling? What do you know from what is counseling? We've all taken a course which specializes on counseling psychology. So tell me, what is counseling? Anybody? It can be right, wrong, anything is fine.
Can I speak?
Yes, please.
Tanya, hi, Tanya Chanda this side. So for me, counseling means guidance, wherein you help a person to choose the right path, make right decisions, and you show them the other side of the coin, as we say. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Counseling? What is counseling? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, can I speak?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So I feel counseling is guidance you give to somebody to solve some problem. I feel counseling comes into the picture when there is some problem, issue is there. So we talk to somebody and we take out the guidance about some psychology or any problem about.
Any problem? Okay. Fine. So
Yeah. Hi. Good evening. My name is Santosh.
Yes, please tell me.
Yeah. So basically, on the line of what peers have spoken about, basically counseling, especially means for me, you are providing guidance or support in terms of if there is some difficulty, some issues have been there. So you are helping the person coming out of the problem.
Okay.
Maybe one time or a couple of times. That what counseling means for me.
Okay. Good to know that you all
Hi.
have some understanding. Yes, please tell me. Who's this?
Yeah, Badrinath here.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I would say counseling as a next step, it's a collaborative approach between the two, because here both the counselor as well as the client need to participate. It's a two people participation, and we partner with them and then find solutions. We don't just give guidance as such, but we make the clients understand the situation and help them to identify the issues and get it clarified or overcome those issues from their own approach. So it's a collaborative.
Good one, Badrinath. Actually, yes. We do not advise. The first thing that I keep telling everyone is counseling is not about giving advice. All right. So anybody at home will give advice. Even our grandparents give advice. Our parents give advice. What is that we are doing in unique? Okay, we are not going to give advice. We are going to help them find their own solutions for their problems. We are going to identify the problem. We are going to let them identify the problem and give them solutions. Okay, so let me just take you through. Today we'll be seeing a small introduction to counseling, difference between psychiatrist and psychologist, and what are the responsibilities of a professional counselor, activities of a counselor, where do usually counselors work, and the process in counseling, and some of the counseling skills. Yes. So what's counseling? Okay, let me just not give a definition, but counseling is a helping profession. Okay, it's a service minded profession. Yes. So okay, when I ask you this, when I tell how much do you think as a counselor, do you have to be a little money minded? Do you think it's a business? Anybody?
No,
Anybody?
No.
Yeah, it's more
It's a
like a service.
Service.
Yes. It's a service minded. Yeah. So I've been counseling for almost 5 to 6 years now. There are times when I actually tell them not to pay when they are very, very in economically low situation. Yes, when they come from a very economically low background, but you do not give anything for free. Okay, when you give something for free, what happens? Anybody? They
You don't
take
have the
things for
value of it.
yes,
they
they
may
take
not. Yeah.
things for granted. Yes.
Will
Okay.
not pay attention.
Will not pay attention. Yeah, anything that comes for free, we do not value it much.
We do not
right?
work it, and if we talk about economically low people, so I've been working with unprivileged from past 7-8 years, and what I do is, this is my personal thing that I do. I ask them to give whatever they have.
They
like
can. Yes.
they can give me 10 rupees, they can give me a book, they can give me a cloth, whatever.
Yes.
But something in return, so that they value my service and my time.
Yes. Okay. So when I live in Chennai, and from down south, I do get clients who can't pay the exact amount of money. So I also ask them, how much can you afford? They'll be like, I can afford 100 rupees today. Okay, fine. You pay 100. Maybe next time, the follow-up session, if you can, you pay how much ever you can. But we do not tell this in the initial stages. Okay. So they take things for granted. We do not give anything for free. Okay. Now, this is an helping profession, and a person who is trained and also licensed will perform this. Okay. So, can anybody tell me the difference? You might all know who is a psychiatrist and who is a psychologist, right? Of course, all of you all know. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So why this slide even after people knowing it? Because sometimes students get confused. Okay. And when people ask you, whom should I approach, you will have to give them proper guidance, whether it's a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Okay. Now you're going to tell me, when do you seek a psychiatrist and when do you seek a psychologist? Anybody?
Psychiatrist, we do it when we need some medical treatment. We
Okay.
have a
Okay.
disorder or we have psychological issues and we need a medical interference in that. Along with therapy, when it is said you need a medical treatment, we
Beautiful.
go to a psychiatrist.
Yes.
And for the counseling part, generally we go to a psychologist.
Psychologist. Yes. Yes.
I
Anybody else?
believe, yeah, I believe that a job of a psychiatrist is not completely done without the help of a psychologist, but
Yes.
psychologists can perform without a psychiatrist, because there are people who just need counseling direction or whatever you said, but they don't
Mm-hmm.
need medicine. So
Yeah.
a psychiatrist intervention is a little less than a
Mm-hmm.
psychologist intervention in most cases.
You are right, but it depends on the case. It depends on what type of, I think,
Depends on the intensity
yes,
of the case. Like
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
it
it's
depends.
extreme.
That is what I was trying to say. Depends upon the
Yeah,
case. Like, yeah.
yes. Psychiatrist and psychologist both perform psychotherapies, which is talk therapy, right? They are also, trained in giving counseling. But we cannot, as psychologists, we cannot prescribe any medicine to anybody. Okay. And one more thing, me being in this field, when I see the prescription, I actually know this medicine is for mood swings. The medicine that they have written is for depression. Okay. Or this is for a sleeping reasons. But even after knowing what medicine it is, I do not open my mouth, which is illegal. I am not supposed to. Okay. So a psychiatrist prescribes medicines and psychologists do not do that. And psychiatrists, even after giving all the medicines, we have to be along with them. Like Tanya said, psychologists give talk therapies. Yes. Anybody else would like to add something on this? Psychologist and psychiatrist?
So I had a question here.
Yeah.
Most of the time, like, we refer to two kind of words here. One is counseling and one is therapy. So I just wanted
Yeah.
to distinguish really the difference between these two, or is
So
the
see,
same thing?
no, when you say it's a psychotherapy, okay, and we say it's a talk therapy, okay, so psychotherapy is as same as counseling, okay, but when it comes to counseling, we have different types of counseling. Like we can go for school counseling, okay, there you need not have psychotherapy. Okay, you are not mentioning anything about, you're not jotting down, you are not analyzing things. Okay, school counseling is different. Okay, organizational counseling is different. So when a person comes to you for stress or depression or something, so you analyze the problem, you talk to them regarding the problem, you find solution for the problem, then it is a psychotherapy. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, got
Yeah.
it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to see is a responsibilities of a professional counselor. The first thing is we have to be qualified. Okay. So what do you think is the qualification of a counselor? Anybody?
Masters in psychology that we are pursuing.
Okay. Fine. Good. Anybody else? Just the masters would do. Yes,
license in India, license is not as per guidelines. There is nothing, we still guidelines to come in India, whether
yes,
license
yes.
are required or not. But yes,
Unfortunately, we do not have
unfortunately,
any. Yes, we do not have a proper professional associations that actually,
exactly.
qualify us or give license. But we do have for clinical psychologists, we
Yes,
have RCI number, something like that. But for normal counseling, for stress counseling and other counseling, anything that we would like to do, we do not have licensing.
yes, we
But
don't have anybody as of now.
yes, we do not have anybody. There are people who say it's a fortunate thing, but when you look at it from a psychologist point of view, I kind of feel it's very unfortunate, right? Many people start doing, and without proper guidance, when they give guidance to others, what happens? We are misguiding people, right? Somewhere it's going wrong. Okay, so someone said it's MSc or MA. Okay, what else do we need? Anybody? What else do we need as skill? Okay, we need skills.
Yeah.
Skill, knowledge, basically pertaining
Knowledge.
to the counseling psychology. In case you have, then only one
Mhm.
must administer it, or maybe you will be eligible for doing it.
Yes. Okay. So how do you identify that? Okay, when I said that I specialized in relationship and how do you think we identify that this is the area of interest? So have you all identified your area of interest? Yes. Yes. Raja Lakshmi, I think, said yes.
Yes,
Anybody else?
yes,
Yes. Santosh also said yes. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
working in
So,
the corporate sector. I'm working in the
oh,
corporate sector, being the HR
nice.
head for last 7-8 years. So I've been
Nice.
doing it in a different way. Organizational setup. I do the counseling. Those are little different from the exactly the mental
Understood.
health and all. But yes,
Yeah.
I do that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So for you to understand that you specialize in particular field, it is always better to have an internship or work under somebody, go to different places, identify which one is your. Okay. Apart from that, we have to take a lot of courses that talks about therapies. Yes, your educational, your textbooks are not going to teach you therapies. Therapies are going to be like this is art therapy, this is modern therapy, this is psychotherapy. It's just a definition, right? Where do you find a practical experience? You have to take an internship, or you have to at least go for workshops, diploma courses. Yes, and equip yourself with a lot of knowledge, and then look forward. I personally prefer if people working under a psychologist for some time and then start their own counseling sessions. Yes. If I compare myself with the counseling session that I did first time, I feel very embarrassed, right? I couldn't lead properly, so I had to refer that person to someone else. Yes. So but I started off only after 2 years training I took under my guide, and then only I started as a counselor outside, because that gave me more confidence. Yes, because we are listening, and it's someone's life that we are going to guide, right? It's not something very simple. Even for career guidance, it's someone's career that we are looking forward, that we cannot make any mistakes there, right? Yes, qualified, fully trained, certification and license is quite important. Updating and upgrading skills. What do I mean from this? What do I mean from this? Anybody?
Adapting to
feel
the
that
latest trends.
yeah,
Yeah,
Uh,
with the trend. Yes.
latest trend, technique, tools which are
Yes.
available in the market, available in the industry, so that we
Yes.
must go through.
a
Yes.
lot of
We
changes
will.
are happening in the environment which needs like nowadays, because of COVID and everything, children were at home, and
Yeah.
even the parents were at home, so a lot of counseling was needed over there to even counsel
Yes.
the parents also how to handle the situation. So
Yes.
it cannot be done unless you update yourself how the situation is and how you can handle those kind of cases, kind of a thing. So that is very necessary, that being a
Yeah.
counselor you need to update yourself.
Yes. So COVID is a very good example. So when I was doing tele counseling, people come and tell me about their symptoms, and I don't have any clue about the symptoms, even though I'm not a doctor. But you should know what it is, right? At least you should update yourself. You should read more about it. okay, to actually counsel for any problem. Okay, and for example, when a school college teenager actually came to me and she was telling that I am really confused with my identity, I think I am lesbian. You should know what it is, right? You should understand the problem immediately. If you just what do you tell, you can't give that expression, correct? Okay, and you can't question yourself, okay, do I know it? You should know the basics of all this. Yes, when someone comes and tell you, when a teenager comes to you and says that I smoke weed or I take crack, yes, you have to know what exactly that means, right? When
Non-judgmental. Yeah.
non-judgmental, and also there are too many terms that are coming right now, right, in Instagram, Facebook, or now LinkedIn. You can just, social media, you should be updated with all this. Only then you will be in par with the client who's coming and talking to you. Okay, and a member of a professional organization is very important. Okay, so you will have to be, you all know what is APA? Anybody? Yes, I think Santosh has got it right. American Psychological Association, right? Santosh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So it would be really nice. Association, correct. So it would be very good if you are a part of any proper recognized organizations. Okay. So that is very important. They recognize you as a psychologist. For now, example, now if you apply for being a part or a member in this organizer, APA, for example, they don't accept you. It's not about money. It's about the experience, it's about the qualification, it's about the licensing that you have, and later they give that membership to you so that you can use, and outside you look like a proper authorized. Okay, it's like giving a proper authorization for you being a counselor. Okay, we don't have a proper body, so at least we should be a part of these proper organizations. Okay, and also we have to go with legal and ethical guidelines. So can you just come up with something legal or ethical guidelines to do counseling? Anything, it can be anything. What can you think of?
Hi, Ravi here. Can I?
Yes, please go ahead.
So it is to do with confidentiality.
Beautiful. Yes.
The first requirement.
Yeah.
This is not something to be gossiped
Confidentiality.
about.
Maintaining secrecy,
Yes.
which means maintaining secrecy
Yes.
of the patient.
Very, very important. Okay. Even now, when I was telling you about a teenager who wanted to, who questioned her identity, I am not going to tell who's that, when did she come, okay, which college she belongs to, anything. This is only for a small case discussion. We do not reveal anything. Okay, anything else that you can think of, ethical and legal guidelines that you can think of when it comes to counseling?
Being sensitive.
Come again, I'm sorry.
Being sensitive.
Very sensitive.
The client.
Okay, good one.
Showing empathy instead of sympathy.
Yes, anybody, can you give me a difference between empathy and sympathy, if possible? Someone,
So
anybody. Yeah.
Sympathy is when I am saying that, oh, I'm sorry for your condition, and I just it makes the other person feel a little less. And empathy is when you say that, I understand and
Yes.
I can feel you and I'm there with you. It makes the person feel better.
Better. Yes. Making that person feeling very inferior, or feeling very low, that is when the sympathy comes. You're feeling very sad for that person, right? You're feeling pity for that person. But empathy is you putting yourself in that person's situation, basically. Okay, yeah, okay, that good one. Next, anybody else?
So
Any other legal?
There is one more point. So whatever discussion happens, that need not be contrarian to the existing legal requirement. For example, if there is a state in which same gender marriage is legalized and there is a counseling happening and the discussion go towards that, we cannot take a stand why are you doing this kind of situation.
Yeah, very true. Yes. We cannot put forward our thoughts. Yes, we cannot put forward what we think is right. Right, all these things matter. And legally, when you are actually doing counseling, even when you're taking notes, or if you're planning to record a session, you have to ask permission. Yes, they have to nod, they have to tell, okay, yes, you can record the session. Okay, usually, okay, can you tell me how will a counselor's room look like? Anybody? What do you think are the necessities?
Full of positive thoughts, positive
Yes.
quotes probably, and if you want to do a meditation or a
Mhm.
peacefulness, mindfulness session, has to set up accordingly.
Okay, accordingly. Okay, fine. Okay. And do you think too many positive thoughts, quotes everywhere? Don't you think it's very distractive?
I
Yes.
think it should be a neutral place. We should have neutral colors on the wall and
Yes.
avoid quotes, because you don't know how one quote will be perceived by another person.
Another person. Very true. Very true. Okay. There is no right or wrong answers, but this is how we learn, right? We look at our perspective, how things are, but we try to learn with our, whatever we think. Okay. What are the other
Some
things you?
natural background like stream, water stream, mountain.
Okay, okay, well, natural. Okay, okay. Don't you think that they will start, daydreaming, saying that? Sometimes happens, when.
I feel just two chairs, a comfortable place to
Yeah,
sit and to talk about is enough for a counselor room, because
yeah,
you should be only comfortable to talk with the other person. You don't need a
yeah.
background or you don't need an environment for that.
Mhm. Yes. So usually what happens is when we set up also, we think about all these things, good one. Okay, I'm gonna, okay. Some background, okay, nice quotes and all that. But then as days go by, we realize that they get distracted. Yes, they keep looking at it, they dream, we are both actually waste more time. Right, okay, so it's always better, as you were telling, very neutral background. Yes, and even your table should not have anything that reveal your family. Okay, but it's this is not a work desk, right? Sometimes in your work desk, maybe Santosh sir can tell us, there'll be some photos, right? Family photos or something related to family in your organization. He's been the HR for a long time. He can tell us. So there'll be some personal things, some gifts, right, in the table. But our table is very neat. It has nothing. It might have a small timer, a small book. Apart from that, there is nothing. Sometimes I don't even place my name board there, because they keep seeing that, while talking something, they get distracted, right? Neatness is quite important. Sometimes we do have a small bed, okay, if we are planning to do a meditation. Okay, some therapies might need you to lay down, so we have a small bed. This is very simple, so no distractions. And we do not have a camera inside. Okay, we do not have any recording devices inside our room. Outside, yes, we have to know who's coming and going, right? So, but inside, nothing. Okay, so the next slide that we're going to see, we'll talk about.
Ma'am, one more
What?
thing I wanted to add over there for the ethical
Yes,
one.
please.
I feel that the counselor should always have a kind of a distance, no personal
Yeah.
relationships
Yes,
with the person whom you are counseling.
yes,
So that is
yes.
also one of the ethical issue that we should be thinking of.
Yes, in other countries, you're not supposed to have a friendly relationship
Yes.
also with the counselor.
Yes.
But here, what happens? Sometimes my clients call me at 8 or 9 at night. I leave them a message saying, we'll talk tomorrow. Or, but they do not have that limit, they cross boundaries, right?
Yes.
And sometimes, they will send forwards messages.
Yes.
Okay, so what I personally do is I do not reply for anything. But as clients, they want us to be, friends with them, so that, and one more thing that you all have to remember is, if someone is calling you and telling it's urgent, I have to talk to you, I want a solution right now, do not encourage. Okay, what happens is they become too dependent on you. You understand? Yes, they become very dependent. For every problem, they should not call you. Then you are taking them in a very wrong path. It's not counseling.
Ma'am,
They're getting too dependent.
I would
Yeah,
like to say one thing in that. I don't think a counselor has a solution.
No.
We don't
No.
have a solution. So when you say that they call you and tell you that we want a solution, we are actually not providing any solutions. The counselor
No,
doesn't
see, the point is counseling basically is you are trying to vent out your problems to someone. Okay, it's about venting out a problem, and also you already have a solution in hand. You just want to listen from someone, right? That's what counseling basically
sometimes
is.
they don't even want to listen the answers also. They just want to vent it out. You just
Vent
listen
it
to
out.
us, and sometimes even they themselves feel that they have found out the answers after talking.
Yes. Okay. See, in other countries, counseling is like going to a general physician. Okay. But here it's a taboo. Still, we find it's like a taboo. It's going to a psychologist or psychiatrist. It's like you have a mental disorder. No. In other countries, they just go tell their problems. Or they just go simply sit and talk about how they feel. Right? But here it's completely different. Okay, let's see some of the activities of a counselor. What do counselors do? They do individual assessments. What type of assessments do you think they do?
Written assessments.
What is it?
Written assessments.
Okay, written assessments, if I'm not wrong, right? That's what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, written assessments. What type of assessments?
Job related assessments.
Job related assessments.
In fact,
Okay.
there are many more psychometric testing we do in our organization, right?
Good.
So like Thomas, there is some tool like PF, there are 16 PF personality factors.
16 PF, okay.
Yeah, then we have FIDO-B, then we have Thomas profiling. So those are pertaining to career counseling, basically.
Good.
Those are for your career counseling.
Yes. So when a person comes to you and talks to you, and you identify that this person might have a little mood swings, or a very narcissistic personality, or a person who is paranoid. Paranoid is someone who keeps having doubtful thoughts, right? So when you think that your insights might be right, but you should have a proper evidence to tell that this is what your insights meant. So for example, if I feel that a person has a personality issue, I should give a personality test and also find out whether your insight and the test correlates. Okay, so always a psychologist should know how to perform a psychometric test. Yes. Okay, so yeah.
So will we be getting some kind of sample papers or something to perform these tests, and like
yes.
Sorry to interrupt. Just for her information. So we have this 16 personality analysis live online in online. So you can search in Google and you can do a test for yourself as well. So it's accessible.
And one more thing is, if you're interested to know what type of personalities you are, whether it's type A, type B, type C, type D, it's very interesting. So you can see all that online. You get these tests online if you want, or else we also have a paper actually in the 4th semester. If you've all seen it in your semester, we have a proper psychometric paper, and which has 10 basic psychometric tests that we can use for our clients. Okay, so individual assessments, we have different tests, different psychological tests. Santosh sir has mentioned a little for organization, career. We have stress, we have altruistic behavior, we have everything. For everything you can actually see. Yeah, anybody wanted to add something? Okay, and then what is career assistance? Anybody?
Helping with which career to choose, which college to go to. I think if they proceed with a self-analysis where a child gets to understand what is his or her interest or something.
Correct. So when I do not go to career counseling as such. I give very basics only when a student comes from a psychology background, I try to help with that. But apart from that, career counseling is a huge, a separate, it's a separate profession. If you're not excelling in that, we should not touch that, because we have to know how things work after 12th. We have so many boards now. We almost have 6 to 7 boards now, and we have to know everything. And what happens if a person goes to abroad? Okay, what type of education? So we might have to have a greater perspective and bigger knowledge about career. Only then we are eligible to give career assistance, and you have to be properly certified as a career counselor. Okay, individual counseling is our regular counseling. Group counseling and group guidance, what is the difference? Anybody can tell me? Group counseling and group guidance. Anyone?
Individual counseling is obviously the one-to-one counseling, and group counseling is where you come, you talk to similar individuals. Like if somebody is diagnosed with ADHD or any other issue, so we can make 10 people of ADHD sit together, talk about their issues, probably figure out solution to the problems that they're facing within the group, and with the help of other peers.
Like for example, Alcohol Anonymous, if you
Yeah.
all know, right? If you all know that, okay, something like that. Group counseling is sometimes when a family comes to you, when family 3 or 4 of them together, you give them counseling. Yes, that is group. Group guidance is when you go to schools or colleges or anywhere and talk about one particular subject. It can be about stress, it can be about depression, it can be about mental health. That is group guidance. Okay, and what consultation is basically what we do. And what am I referring to if it is about research? What am I talking about research? What comes under research? Counselor, research, connect the dots. What do we do? Anybody? No, nothing.
Study some common patterns in society and
Yes.
develop some deep thoughts, analysis on those subjects,
Basically,
Yes.
which can be useful to the community at large.
Yes, yes.
Basically, case whatever consultant, counselor, they are going through, face, and solving the problems or counseling, so those may help in research as well. Those
Yes.
pattern or pertaining to anything, anything in the domain of counseling.
Yes. So see, research is quite important. Every psychologist or anybody for that matter, even as a HR, I think Santosh sir might agree with me. Research is very important. Only when you start doing research, you will understand the trend of what's happening, how many people are going through one particular. Yes. Okay. So these are the things. Research is a constant thing that you might have to do every, now I think someone mute. I don't know who's that.
Guys, please mute.
Yeah.
Raviji, you will have to mute.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, so thank you, Santosh, for finding out who's that. Okay, so yeah, research is an ongoing thing now. And also, when you talk that you are a big psychologist, or when you have to establish as a psychologist, when you go to huge forums, right, they actually sometimes ask you, how many publications have you done? Right? Publication is basically a publication actually identifies your research and publish that paper in their, it's a UGC recognized journals. We have some journals that are recognized, and we'll have to keep publishing. That is when we become a recognized psychologist. When do they appreciate you as a psychologist? When you do a lot of research. Yes. So doing a lot of research will also help you gain a lot of knowledge. Okay, so and this is like a experience. It add-ons to your experience. Okay. So these things are quite, you all know, but you can add on some more. School, yes, we know. Yes, what is the difference between school counselor and an educational counselor? Anybody can tell me who's an education counselor and who's a school counselor?
So
what is the
school
difference?
counselor is somebody who helps children, like they are the psychologist, the medical line counselors, if I have to be precise. And the educational counselors are the counselors who help them with their career.
Okay, okay. To be, but Tanya, it's a good one. Thank you. But school counselor actually identifies if kids have any problems. For example, learning disabilities, ADHDs, okay, ODDs, anything. Yes, when a school counselor will find out whether there is some learning disabilities. An educational counselor. Yes, tell me. You want
Yeah,
to
ma'am.
tell something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
educational counselor takes care of all the things related to the education. It can be
education.
it can be related to the teachers, it can be related to the administration, it can be
Yes,
related to employment, it can be related to
yes.
anything. Whereas the school counseling is more related with the child, where
Student,
this,
correct.
yes, with the student,
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
child centered more.
Yeah, good one, good one. Okay, so we spoke about career counseling. What is rehabilitation counseling? Anybody? Rehab centers?
Rehabilitation counseling is for those who have addictions and those problems where rehabilitation is taken place,
Yes,
and
yes.
to make them not go back to something and rehabilitate them back to the normal life.
Good one. Then we have family relationship counseling, criminal and forensic counseling. Yes. So anything you can add on? Where else do you see counselors?
I'm a
There is
parent
some counseling
counselor.
is happening.
1 minute. Yeah, please tell me what was
Yeah,
it?
I'm a parent counselor. I counsel the
Okay.
parents how
In
to
schools,
handle the issues.
colleges,
No, private also. I'm an
private,
early
private.
childhood coach, so I help them to understand the developmental issues with the children, how the milestones have been developed, how they have achieved the milestones, when
Oh,
to expect, what to expect from the child, so that it is not, kind of a stressing job of a parent.
yeah,
Parenting is becoming easy. I
yeah.
counsel for that.
And I think developmental psychology should help you a lot. And
Yes.
Papalia is the best book. You
Yes.
can refer that. Okay. Anything else? Anybody? Organizational counseling? Yes, I think Santosh sir is working towards that
Yes, sir.
already.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Then
yeah.
you have sports counseling nowadays. It is
Sports
happening.
counseling.
Sports psychology
Yeah,
is
yeah,
majorly, yeah.
yes, yes. What else? Anybody
And
can
we can
add on?
like a premarital and couple counseling.
That's right.
Yes, that comes under family and relationship counseling where we have premarital. Yes, good one, good one.
I would like to ask one thing for the sports
Mm.
psychology or for the sports counseling. Do you have anything special where we can go for a reading kind of a thing?
We do have books to refer, okay, but
Okay.
I personally feel that diploma courses on sports psychology is the best way to pursue it. Okay, instead of just having general counseling, okay, for few things, because for child, for geriatric, that is for elder population, and for sports athletes, we have to have a diploma which will help us concentrate more on that particular population and know
Okay.
more about it. Yes, so
Okay.
diploma courses will help. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else would like to add? There
Substance
are,
abuse.
yes, substance abuse counseling. Yes, we can
There's
talk
a
about
there's a specialized child counseling as well, other
child
than
side.
this child counseling. Yeah.
Yes, child counseling is also there. Okay,
What about mental health counseling?
which one?
Can you have mental health counseling?
So all these are under mental health counseling only, so this is a part of mental health counseling, but me asking you is specific fields, right?
LGBTQ community counseling.
Yes, yes, and we do have that paper as well. If you have noticed, we have that in our fourth semester. Okay, so LGBTQ counseling, but it is, instead of having LGBTQ counseling as a separate counselor, it's more like an add-on to your own individual counseling sessions, right? You will understand the population better. Okay, let me just take you to the next. Okay,
Can we actually call it as simply general counseling? I mean, gender
yeah,
psych counseling rather than
gender, yes, yes, gender counseling. Simple. Okay, it actually depends on where we are. Yes, here in India, I think it's better to use as a gender counseling instead of LGBTQ. Okay, where in other countries it's very common LGBT. They even tell you can call me as this, you can call me as that, she or they. Yes, I think you've all seen that on Instagram or something. Okay, so it depends on where we are. Okay, so next is a process. So you tell me how we can take this. What is relationship establishment? What do I do in the first stage of counseling?
the counselor builds relationship with the client, actually, cordial
Yes.
relationship to them,
Yes.
and give them confidence that they are being taken care at that
Yeah.
point of time.
Yes. Yes. Anybody else?
Give
Basically, it
them
is about
a
trust.
surety. Yeah, give them a
Surety.
surety about confidentiality and building a relationship where they can trust you again.
Yes. Rapport
Showing them
building,
for the
right?
confidentiality is something that I have come across a lot because people are scared. What if this
Yes.
comes out? It's still a myth.
Yes. Okay. I'll tell you, for example, I had a client who was actually 55 or 58. I don't remember her age. She spoke to me over a call and she said, I'm coming for counseling. When I opened the door, when she saw me, she was disappointed, very, very disappointed. And she was like, okay, I thought you're too young. Immediately she said, you're too young for counseling. I think I want to leave. I said, okay, you decided to leave. Why don't you just come? Because it's too hot. Why don't you just come and drink a glass of water and then you can leave? So she came in and she started drinking water. I gave her a glass of water. Immediately she said, you look like my daughter. Okay, my daughter is of same age. Then I asked her, okay, can you tell what is she doing? And she started talking, saying that she's no more with me. That's why I got reminded of you. Oh, is it? You start building a conversation. Then she was with me for 45 minutes and the session went well. Yes, it's all about, they're too judgmental, and when they see me and they look at me, immediately they say, you're too young for teaching also, for counseling as well. I'm like, okay, where do I get the experience? I have to start from young, right? How do I just directly go to 12, 13 years of experience, right? I have to start from young. So they don't understand, but you will have to break all that. Yes, you'll have to break things. You'll have to start a conversation. You'll have to build a small rapport. You need not directly ask, why did you come? What made you come here? Yeah, there are people, there are people who does such things. That is why people do not trust psychologists sometimes. Yes, directly you can't go. You start talking, have a conversation with them. Yes, you have something to tell. Anybody?
Yeah, I would say that what you talk and how you talk actually builds your relationship with your
Yes. Yes.
client.
Yeah, everything for that matter. First impression matters a lot. Every day you have to be properly dressed, neatly dressed. Yeah, not overdressed, neatly dressed. Sit politely, listen properly, gestures, non-verbal communication, verbal communication, everything matters. Right? Giving a tissue paper matters when a person is crying. Okay, all these small details. Yes, the devil is in the details actually. Right? You have to start seeing everything. A person, when a student comes to me, we're very fidgeting, hands are all always, you should know how restless they are. You try to calm them down, talk about something. What, you watched a movie in Netflix last night, did you watch that? You talk about something else, calm that person, then talk about the problem. Yes, anybody?
No. Just a casual talk, no hobbies and about.
Yes. When people of the age of 40, 45 or ladies comes, sometimes it depends. I ask them, did you watch the serial? You know what? You look like that serial. Immediately she'll start talking about the serial. Right? It's all up to, you'll have to catch what is the interest. You have to catch the weak point. You have to know where the details actually matters. When they talk about something, they keep mentioning about their husband or child or their pet. So you will know where to catch hold of them. Yes. In family counseling, you exactly call the father. If they keep repeating father's name again and again, you call the father and tell, you talk to that person. She will listen to you. Very subtle. You'll have to just identify small things. It's there. They will tell everything. You just have to make them tell. And you can't expect in the first day for them to tell out everything. Sometimes I know clients come 3, 4th session, still they won't talk about their problem. Okay. But still, patience very important. Sometimes, okay, tell me how long is one counseling session? Anybody?
An hour, and maximum 4 to 5 sessions in a
60
month, not
minutes.
more than that.
40 to 60 minutes.
40 to
50.
60 minutes. Okay. 50 minutes. Okay.
And
Okay.
the frequency I want to mention is 3 to 5 sessions in a month, not more or less than that, initially at least.
Yes. Okay. So what if a client keeps talking to us? Goes on and on and on.
So
What
I
happens?
believe that in initial 1 session or 2 sessions, probably when we push them to speak and they are actually talking and it's on a very intense point, then we have to bear with it and we have to give them time. I generally do not charge anything extra when we are at that point, but yes, there would be sessions where the session would end in 30 minutes while we are ending the therapy, or while we are into the person is better now and the person is independent, as we say. So we have to create that balance, but we have to maintain our personal space as well. So when we know that if it has to be for an hour and we've already crossed 1.5 hours, we need to take that conversation into a decline form, so that we end it.
Okay. Anybody else has something to tell?
Yes, specifically, I will talk about the industry setup. We do a lot of performance counseling, where the same person had performed maybe 6 months back. Now he is not performing. Maybe there are various reasons for it. So when we do the performance counseling, you know that there are many cozy things, and he will quote his past performance. He will talk about why he is not performing now. So there will be lame excuses and so many things which you have to bear, right? So you can't say, you cannot cut across also. At times you have to listen patiently. So I think, communication is the key element,
Very
where
key.
to speak, when to listen and when to speak. So that is the
You should know when to also stop a person.
Yes. So
that's the best thing.
Striking the balance is very, very important.
Very important. So when a person is talking, going on and on and on, sometimes when they know that you are ready to listen, there are people who keeps going on and on, right? And that time you actually tell, what, we are almost nearing. So what happens is they immediately cut down the unwanted things and tell, what, okay, let me not talk about this, let me tell you what is important.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is very important. You should know when to cut them. But when you are listening to something very crucial and the time is going on, it's okay. Sometimes, again, it's a helping profession and it's not a business, right? Sometimes it goes 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour. Yeah, but it's not necessary that we have to charge. But there are counselors and psychologists who make sure 40 minutes is one session. Another, if it goes to 50 minutes, it's 2 sessions. So they charge for 2 sessions. Okay. So if we are planning to do a business out of this, then we are in a very wrong place. Right? Psychology and counseling, helping, it's nothing to do with money. Yeah. Yes. Okay. The next is problem identification and exploration. You explore the problem, you understand what is the problem. And also when you're establishing a relationship with the person, and also when you're starting, you should tell them the process of counseling. What are you going to do? Okay, you will tell that we will talk about it, we will see how things goes, and then we will decide on your solution part, whether it's a therapy, it's a talk therapy, or is it some of the modern therapies, or is it a humanistic any therapy. Okay, yes, we'll have to list it down, and then you identify the problem, and then you will plan for problem solving. Again, we are not going to give any solutions, right? We are not going to give. They already have the solutions, and when they tell, what, I'm planning to do this, immediately what do you tell? Okay, what is the pros and cons? Tell me what is okay. If you do this, what are the consequences? People come to me, when I go to family court, immediately they'll be like, I want divorce. Fine, okay, let's talk about divorce. What is that best thing? What are the benefits? What are you planning to do later? Okay, what is that your financial crisis? How are you managing your finances? What are you going to do with your child? Everything you jot it down, put it flat on a table, and then let them pick what they want to do. You are not deciding on anything. Yes. So planning, and then how do you terminate? How do you close a counseling session? Anybody? How do you usually close a session? And nothing.
Generally, when I do the counseling, I close the session by asking them whether they want any solution or whether they want to work on it, and giving an options of certain solutions, that these are the things which you can do or you can work on it. This is the thing.
Yes.
And
Okay.
when they say that yes, we will work on it and we don't need any more counseling, or they say that let me try it on this part, so I'll give them some time that let's not do the counseling, you work on that part, and then we will see that way. So that's how I try to terminate the counseling.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else got something to tell?
I think we should be able to reflect what happened over the session and summarize them and make them understand what's in stake, and build them confidence that what they can expect in the upcoming session or with the following.
Beautiful, beautiful. You will have to summarize. We spoke a lot of things. You summarize what it is, right? Give them, and also you always give them a thought to take home. Right? They'll have to have some thinking process going on. While going home, they have to think about it. You tell them, write a journal, or write about your thoughts, or write about the pros and cons of the situation. Yes, you tell them to do something, and when they come back, they'll have to reflect on what you have spoken. Okay. And you also ask, I think it's, I don't know, I forgot his name. I think it's Badrinath. Okay. As he mentioned, you always, tell them what you're going to do in the next session. They're prepared, mentally prepared. Okay. So when a person is coming to you again and again and again, do you think you're successful in your counseling?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Right? When a person comes to you again and again for counseling, we are not successful. Okay. So
when
if the person is not coming,
when they keep coming, it does mean that we have made them dependent on us. So that shouldn't be the case.
Good one, Badrinath. Yes, we are not there always. Maybe they come for different issues later, right? Yes, they come for different issues, but when they come for the same issue again and again, yes, if they are getting too dependent, different issues, but still they feel okay, if I talk to her, she will give some solutions, she will give some guidance. We can't be there always. We can't live their life. All right. Yes, if a person doesn't come to you the second time, what does that mean?
You are successful. You have done successfully in the first instance.
Usually there is only one session. Usually it goes for 2 or 3 sessions.
2-3 sessions are required.
Yes.
You have not done well. In fact, your performance, as a counselor, must be
somewhere that person is not comfortable with us.
Yes.
Or the person feels I will only find solutions at home. Why am I coming to this female? Okay. Or something or the other is gone wrong. Right. So the follow-up sessions are quite important, and you will know whether your counseling is successful or not with the follow-up sessions. Okay. So these are the skills that
one more thing, we can validate that with respect to the proper planning. For example, during our first counseling itself, this is just my opinion, personal opinion. During the first counseling itself, we can make a plan like how many sessions we would like to follow up with this candidate, maybe 3 or 4. If we have that's a kind of a set plan. So if they have come for 4 counseling sessions and still they couldn't find a solution, then there is something wrong with our approach. We can analyze it that way.
Yeah, but usually what happens is it depends on the therapy, or depends on the treatment, or how are you planning to take the session also matters. Right? Sometimes it's 2 sessions, sometimes it's 3 sessions. It depends on the case actually. Right? Okay, so some of the skills that we already saw when we talk about non-verbal skills. So what do you think are the non-verbal skills that a psychologist should have? Anybody? Not just talking,
body language.
but
Body
Body
language.
language is very
body
important.
language, gesture.
Yes.
Gestures.
Gesture.
Gesture.
Your
Yes.
Actions.
You know,
Non-verbal cues are there. When you give a
Yes.
smile, or maybe you give a
smile,
yes,
a nod,
and
right?
nod. Yes.
Yes, a nod, a smile, or when Santosh is talking something, I just don't listen. I just simply look at it. It's not gonna help, right? He's like, why am I even talking? I will not answer next question for her. But that's the attitude. That's how it changes, right? So you have to nod when someone is talking, and then if they think they're telling something interesting, you'll have to also look interesting, right? It's a skill that you develop. Counseling. Yes, Santosh, you have something to tell?
Yeah, in fact, the corporate world is the right place to, experience this
Yeah.
particular thing.
Yeah.
Whenever you turn up to your boss, there are managers. You go to him, you speak, he will not listen to you. He will just do here and there, scratching heads and all that stuff. When he has something to say, he will tell you, focus on what I'm saying, whatever is told by me, you have to follow. So something
Yeah.
like, it's a very awkward situation when I have myself experienced a couple of times. You go, you have something to say, which is very, very important, crucial for the business, and then the person doesn't listen you.
Listen to you. Yes.
And
And
you can make it out
easily
very
find
easily.
out. Yeah,
Yes,
that's what
yes,
I
yes.
was telling. You can easily find out. Yes.
The,
A
the
client
eye
is,
movement, of the opposite person is
yes,
somewhere else. You can see that he has his own area of watching.
yes,
What is he
yes,
saying, or something is different.
yes.
So it's a very easy.
It is very insulting if someone yawns when we
Exactly.
talk, right?
Exactly.
Or else looking somewhere else, or feeling distracted. All this matters when a client is coming to you. Why is that person coming to you? Already he's got some over thoughts, overthinking that's happening. Okay, he's sitting in front of you and you don't pay attention to that person. He doesn't want to talk, right? And he'll be like, this is how counseling is going to be, and he's going to be very judgmental about counseling and going to psychologists after that. Okay, so verbal skills are very important. When you talk to someone, you have to rephrase the sentences and asking question, what do you think about it? Why do you feel like that? Okay, what is the feeling that you have right now about that particular situation? So you have to frame in such a way that you get answers from the client. Okay, active listening is very important. You cannot ask questions again. For example, if I've already spoken about my dad or trauma with something, and after some time, if I'm gonna ask what was that did you tell about your dad, is going to be very, very insulting, right? It's gonna give an impression that this person is not at all listening, right? And probing. I started off something. Okay, you know what, my mother, forget it, I changed the topic. And then you later somehow, what were you trying to tell about your mother? Is there anything that we can do about it? You probe in a very different way and get whatever you need, because that might be dots that you have to connect. Okay, so empathy we already discussed. Self disclosure, yes, you do not tell a lot about you. You do not let your personal informations out. You talk about your qualification, that's okay. You talk about where you work, that's fine. But you need not know about my family. How many kids? Am I married? Not married? Nothing. I don't think you need that information as a client, right? And you have that distance. You have boundaries that you have to set for yourself. Okay. And then focus. Again, active listening, focus, all comes in the same line. Okay, the next slide. What not to do. Don't give advices. Offering solution is the bad. And when you offer solution and they go with that solution and things go wrong, they will blame you for their entire life. Okay, so please don't do such things. Moralizing and preaching. Basically, if you are religious, do not preach about your religion outside. Don't talk about God. Don't talk about your spiritual thoughts anywhere. Okay, and you do not judge, you do not criticize, you do not come to conclusion. And if something that they have done, you don't praise, you don't encourage them too much. Okay, then we should set boundaries. This is very important. The next slide. Okay. So the future direction for your profession, if at all you're planning to do counseling, you'll have to do a proper preparation. When a person is telling you that they are coming for counseling, sometimes through call, all right? So if you get a gist about what is the problem, take some time to prepare for it. Okay, be always prepared. And as I said, you have to specialize on particular field. Okay, and use all the technologies that you know. You should know how to use Zoom, you should know how to use Google Classrooms, it is Google Meet. Okay, then online counseling is becoming now. How do you think after COVID it's usually online, right? Do you think which one is good, personal or online? Which counseling?
Personal is better, but then you don't have choice, so
Yeah.
online.
Both of them have its own pros and cons.
Pros and cons, but I personally feel personal counseling is good. Seeing person in person is really good, but we've already given the doors are all open. All right, online counseling is there. So whenever people call and ask for counseling, they immediately ask Zoom or Google. Like, are you not coming in person is my question. Okay, they don't even have that choice nowadays. It's usually, you know, it's becoming everything online. So now if you tell me that I don't know to use any of the platform, it's an insult. We'll have to start learning, we have to be updated. Okay, updating your professional theories. It might be old, but we should know all the theories related to psychology. That will help. Use empirical research. You can't just say that so many people are depressed after COVID. You should know how many percentage of people are depressed. Why are they depressed? How are they depressed? Is it because of the medicine? Is it because of the situation? Is it because of the people? So empirical research is quite important. And also you should be multicultural. Okay, you should know about all the cultures, all the religion, all, you know, if a person, if for example, if there is a Muslim, now it's a Ramzan time, if they ask, you know what, I'm a little tired, can I have this particular timing? You know, go ahead, say, I appreciate whatever you are doing, you're fasting, I appreciate that, you know, let's take this time. See the comfortability, you should know all these things. Okay, so this is about my presentation today. I hope, is there any questions that I can answer? Any questions that you can come up with?
Not question. I have a recommendation that is
Yes,
away from
please.
for all the students who are participating here. So just to understand more about counseling as an experience on how counseling sessions are being conducted, and majorly with respect to the boundaries that the counselor has to set with the clients, there is this Shah Rukh Khan's film which is Dear Zindagi. I hope some of you people might have watched that film.
Yes, yes.
It will really help. It will really
Yeah.
help. It's available in Netflix. You can access. So you can
Thank you.
actually
Thank you
understand
so
how
much.
it is.
Yeah, yeah. This is something that I recommend for my students as well. Dear Zindagi is a very nice movie that you have to know, like how to set boundaries. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for coming up with that. Anybody else? Anything that you would like to add or ask questions? Okay. So these are the books that I refer usually, and I like this book, and I can actually give you the PDF of this as well. It's a very nice book for counseling. So thank you. Thank you, team, for giving me this opportunity.
Ashwini,
Thank
ma'am, I would like to say
Ashwini.
something.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Those people who have not submitted that assignment, please, you can message us if you are facing any problem, because we really need the assignment by, within the next 3 to 4 days. Okay, so please submit it if anyone is left out. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Excuse me. Yeah, I've just sent it in the written form. Is it okay?
Yeah,
I feel that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have seen yours. That's fine.
Yeah,
For the
thank
people
you,
who
thank
have
you,
not
sir.
submitted, it's for them.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
And any other questions regarding the MA distance
No, this
program or anything?
books you referred, no, Ashwini?
Yes.
The
Yes.
books, you are sending us the PDF or?
We can upload in our LMS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
So that
we'll do that.
everything is at one place for you to access.
I would like to appreciate, I spoke to Safin also. The platform is really very helpful. And a person like me who is always traveling, I used to be in the field, I used to be everywhere, So big round of applause for 3G team. Basically, it's a very good platform. I have done other programs also. I have studied in IIM Ahmedabad as well. But this particular platform is very helpful. There are some of the feedback which already Safin knows what I checked for the, assignment and all. How do I do that? So I have done the mailing is okay right now, but maybe at the later stage, in case there is a quiz, so those can be directly done on the web page. So that will help. And better part is that I can read n number of books are there, so I'm so happy about it, delighted. uh, Counseling psychology is really definitely it's a very close to my heart, and I have spoken to Saif in my career plan in future. So definitely it will have. Thanks ma'am, thanks a lot, entire team. Though it's a beginning, but yes, the beginning will show the path for future.
Thank you. Thank you. We really appreciate your feedback. And also we will work on the feedbacks that you've been giving. Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a small question.
Yes, please.
This is regarding the assignments, and there's a 500 words limit which has been given. Is it compulsory to write that much?
No, see, the point is at least give your points as in at least 250 to 300 words at least, because 100 words or 200, it's going to be very, very less compared, writing an assignment. So, right, it's your, how do you feel about that particular question is what I am asking for. So just write, at least come up to 300 to 400 words. Yeah. Is it okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Ashwini, as we are having here, n number of audience who are, with different age. So I would like to know from someone, who is well experienced in the, field. Rajalakshmi ma'am, she is like a psychotherapist. So maybe she can give some feedback, that we can use for improvement or anything.
Yes, please. We would love to hear.
Yeah, it's a great thing, like the way you presented, and you are just updating us, the recent trends, the videos I've gone through 2-3 times, even though it's available in the YouTube. You have just picked up the best thing, and you are updating us like the past 1 month. I was just go through things, and of course what Ashwini presented, and even the other scholars and faculties have just you're doing a great work. And of course today's presentation, you have just picked up the very, very important things in the skills, and your PPT. Of course, I really enjoyed, and it was an interacting session, not a teaching session, what I felt, and nice things from Santosh and Badrinath and others, really, it was a good thing. And I learned a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. As you were telling, I can't actually take counseling psychology in 1 hour. You know how it is, right? It's a huge ocean. If you leave me, I will talk for 3-4 hours, and I don't think you can stay with me for so long. So I just picked up how much ever possible and very important ones. And I know that you all know something about it. Yes, ma'am, you're actually on mute. You're on mute, You're still on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Those things are very important. Like now, the people, those who present, they take up everything. And now you picked up very important things, which is really necessary for the session and for the skills, you just brushed up, and you just triggered, and definitely we'll go through in detail.
Sure. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for the feedback. Anything else you would like to add on? Anybody else?
Harsha, Dishari, anyone? Harsha, I think, is the youngest, in our MA distance. Yeah, as far as I know, Harsha is the youngest.
Okay.
Yeah. And Yeah, I think we can wind up the session if it's fine.
Sefin, I'll just add one more thing. So hi everyone, I'm Irfana. I'm the CEO of 3G. So please, if you are connecting with us on social media for our MA Psychology distance students, all 3G's events, workshop and training is for free. So if you connect with us on the social media pages, you'll be updated on what all we are doing. I think next month we are organizing a child psychology session. So it's a workshop, right, Sefin, yeah, so it's a live program. You get access to every session that we do. So if you're staying in touch, you can connect with me or Sefin, and then we'll give you, application, and we'll register for all the sessions that is there. Okay. So that's all. Thank you everyone for joining in today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.